Surah 65, ayat number 3. Allah talks about something so incredible in this ayat that it has become one of my all-time favorites throughout the Quran. He talks about a surprise. Now listen to this. Allah says, وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. Allah is saying that He will give provisions from sources that we could never imagine. And whosoever puts his trust in Allah, Allah will suffice him. Allah will accomplish His purpose, because Allah has set measure for all things. Now obviously there are many similar ayat like this throughout the Quran, but the miraculous thing about this one in specific is the title of the surah. Its motivating context. It's a surprise in and of itself. Allah talks about happiness and fulfillment of our needs in a surah that specifically deals with one of the most depressing issues a person can face. Divorce, talaq, isn't it? Now parallelly, it sheds light on two of the most important Islamic akhlaq as well. Huquq al-ibad, relationship between people, and huququllah, relationship with Allah. Now just to give an example, while reading the ayah the other day I thought of something and it really hit home. You gift your heart to someone and they break it in return. In sujood to Allah you turn, and His gifts come undone. Now let me break it down into the two categories. Huquq al-ibad is the first one, and huququllah is the second one. Huquq al-ibad is the basic duty of care a person owes to another. While in perspective, relationships may be easy to create, but maintaining a solid trust is the difficult part. Because relationships get strengthened by what? Giving with no expectations in return. So it's a principle of selflessness, where the relationship gets strengthened by giving with no expectations attached. We only get to expect from people who hold a very special place in our hearts. And when you reach to that point with someone where you gift your heart to them and they return it with knives stuck in it, that's the worst kind of pain to take in. And it's often the cause for breakups, because the basic haqq, the duty of care that was owed, it got violated. You know, had it been someone else, someone random, it wouldn't matter. But with someone special to your heart, someone significant to you, someone you love and expect from, the little things matter the most. Now let's break down the idea of divorce for a second. The drifting apart of two people who once shared a strong compatibility of trust, which got erased over time with every mistake and sin written down in their accounts, that's what falls in the concept of divorce. In other words, this idea doesn't necessarily have to imply only to married couples, but people in general. Family members, friends, relatives, work colleagues, you name it. That's the relationship you have to maintain between people. It's their right, huququl ibad. And during such a difficult time where you are going through an argument with someone you like, someone you love, someone you respect, and things fall apart, that time is when a person is at their lowest point in strength, health, and even in faith sometimes. It's the worst emotional state a person can be in. You are supposed to feel bad about it. You are supposed to feel helpless. You are supposed to crave for hope. And that is okay, because you have to endure in the dark to appreciate the light at the end of the tunnel. And this is where huququllah comes in. The relationship you have with Allah. During your relationship problems with someone else, you're also put to the test of the relationship you have with Allah as well. Do you turn to Him for a solution or do you not? If yes, then the problems that you are having with someone else becomes the stepping stone for you to reach out to Allah's help. It gets you nearer to Allah, it gets you comfort, it gets you closure from Allah, where you either ask Allah to rekindle the relationship, provided no shirk was committed, provided no Quranic boundaries were violated, so that you can get a second chance with that person, and Allah will make that easy, inshallah. But if Quranic transgressions took place and you had to break it off and it did not work out, it fell apart, then you ask Allah for a new start. Help you boost your iman, guide your heart towards someone pious, someone with whom you can become better practicing Muslims together. And it's at this very moment that as a Muslim, you should realize that the most honest relationship a person can treasure is not with someone else, but it's with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because in this ayah, Allah is telling you that even during the worst time of your life, when the person you thought was dearest to you has betrayed you and shattered your heart into a million pieces, He is here for you. Subhanallah. That's the irony of this surah. Notice that Allah emphasizes on the word will in the ayah. He will accomplish His purpose. He will suffice you. He will provide for you in ways you can't even imagine. That's the definition of surprise. This brings so much joy in my heart. It brings tears to my eyes. It blows my mind. Because Allah is telling me that He will provide for a sinner like me with blessings and provisions in ways that my brain can't even begin to comprehend. Think about this and appreciate the fact that Allah takes this one step even further and tells you that He'll do it for you. Allah is making it His purpose to do this for you. Inna Allah balighu amrihi. You can't get more lucky than that in this world. You just can't. And the surprise doesn't stop there. Allah even tells me what I have to do to receive that gift, to receive His surprise. وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ. I just have to reach out and put my trust in Him, and that's it. And that's it. I can chill. Allah will take care of the rest. فَهُوَ حَسْبُ. Subhanallah. You know, Allah's words in the Quran are promises. They're not just mere advice or commandments, but they are promises. And when Allah tells you that He is going to give you a surprise, man, you're in for the treat of your life. You're in for the treat of your life. So, if you can manage just to lead your life according to this ayah alone, Allah will surprise you with mansions when you expect it for apartments. That's the concept of Jannah right there. And that's the idea of this ayah right here. وَيَرْزِقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Allah will revolutionize your life. So never ever expect rewards from people, because there's 90% chance that you will be let down. Expect rewards for gifts you give to people from Allah, because He is the only one who will never let you down. If you keep Allah happy, He will keep you happy. It's that simple. Trust Allah to fulfill your purpose of happiness, not people, and that's it. Don't go on trusting in the complex idea that someone will love you the way you love them. Don't trust in that idea. You may think that just because you make room for someone in your heart, that they will want to live in it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There has to be mutual respect, mutual support, and mutual compromise. If you like someone, then don't let them pass you by without showing them. And you pray to Allah to soften their heart towards you. You can only feel true happiness with someone only if you trust Allah to make room in their hearts for you as well. That's the formula for true love. Because it's not just your efforts that make the relationship work, it's the trust in Allah you both put in that bestows His love between the two of you. And when Allah blesses your partnership and your relationship with His provisions and His gifts and His surprises, you'll find soulmates in each other in this life and into the next, inshallah. That's the surprise we should all be praying for. May Allah make us of people who are worthy enough to receive His gifts and His blessings and His surprises in the life that we live in this world and into the next with our soulmates, inshallah.